A little girl shouted, "I recognize you. You're the man in the picture from my dad's wallet." Her voice surprised a rich man just as the first sunlight peeked through the curtains of his bedroom. Nathaniel Miller woke up on another Sunday morning. He was 46 years old and had everything he could ever want: a big house, a fancy job, and lots of money. But something felt wrong. Even though he had so much, he felt lonely and empty. His house, with 20 rooms and a huge pool, didn't feel like a home. It felt cold and empty. He went for his usual run through the quiet streets of his fancy neighborhood. As he ran, his thoughts wandered. He thought about his past and his worries. Even though he had everything, he still felt lonely. His thoughts were interrupted when a little girl shouted at him. "I recognize you. You're the man in the picture from my dad's wallet," she said. Nathaniel stopped running, surprised. He looked around and saw her, a little girl about 7 years old, with brown hair tied in pigtails and big, curious eyes. She was wearing simple clothes, but her eyes were full of curiosity. Nathaniel bent down and asked, "What's your name, little one?" "Lily," she answered, smiling. "My dad has your picture in his wallet. He showed it to me once." Nathaniel felt uneasy. Who was this girl's dad? Why would he have a picture of Nathaniel? He asked, "Can you tell me what your dad looks like? Where is he?" "He's at home," Lily said. "We can go there if you want." She grabbed Nathaniel's hand and led the way. Nathaniel followed her down streets filled with big houses, then smaller homes, and finally, old apartment buildings. They stopped in front of a simple house. Lily knocked on the door. When the door opened, Nathaniel froze. Standing in front of him was a man with tired eyes, stubble on his face, and a tired look. Nathaniel recognized him immediately. It was his brother, Michael. He couldn't believe it. "It's really you," Nathaniel whispered, shocked. Michael, looking surprised and emotional, replied, "Yes, it's me." Lily looked at them, not understanding. "Dad, you know him, don't you? He's the guy in the picture." Michael nodded slowly. "Yes, Lily. This is your uncle, Nathaniel." Lily didn't quite understand, but Michael said, "Why don't you go play for a while your dad and I talk?" After Lily went inside, Nathaniel and Michael stood there in silence. They hadn't spoken in many years. It was hard for both of them. Finally, Michael opened the door wider and said, "Please come in." Inside, Nathaniel saw pictures of Michael's life on the walls. One picture showed Michael holding Lily when she was a baby. Nathaniel felt sad because he had missed so many moments of his brother's life. "Can I get you something? Coffee?" Michael asked, trying to break the silence. Nathaniel nodded. As Michael made coffee, Nathaniel looked around. Michael had changed so much. He wasn't the happy brother Nathaniel remembered. When Michael returned with the coffee, they sat down. They both felt awkward and didn't know what to say. "You have a daughter, right?" Nathaniel asked after a while. Michael smiled, his face lighting up a little. "Yes, that's Lily. She's 7. She's the best thing in my life." "She looks like you," Nathaniel said, noticing how much Lily resembled Michael. "And her personality is just like her mom's," Michael added quietly. "Her mom?" Nathaniel asked softly. "She passed away 3 years ago," Michael said. "Car accident." Nathaniel felt awful. He hadn't known. "I'm so sorry," he said, feeling guilty for not being there when his brother needed him. Michael nodded slowly. "How could you know? We haven't talked in so long." They both sat quietly, remembering the time that had passed. Finally, Nathaniel said, "How are you holding up?" Michael gave a little laugh. "There have been better days, but Lily and I manage." Nathaniel nodded, unsure of what to say next. "I'm happy for you, though," Michael said. "I heard you're doing well." Nathaniel felt uncomfortable. "Yeah, things are going okay." Before they could talk more, Lily came running in with a drawing. "Look what I made," she said, showing them a colorful picture of 3 people: herself, Michael, and Nathaniel. "That's us," Lily said excitedly. Nathaniel smiled. "That's wonderful," Michael said, hugging Lily. "Who are they?" Lily said, "You, me, and Uncle Nathaniel." The brothers looked at each other in surprise. Lily was happy and already seeing them as a family again. Michael said, "Uncle Nathaniel might have to leave soon. He has a lot to do." Nathaniel, surprised at his own feelings, said, "Actually, how about we all go have breakfast together? There's a place nearby that makes great pancakes." Lily's eyes lit up. "Yes, please. Can we, Daddy?" Michael hesitated but agreed. "Okay, but it's not intruding." "Not at all," Nathaniel said, smiling. I want to spend time with you and Lily. At breakfast, Lily chatted excitedly about school, and Nathaniel tried to talk more with Michael. What do you like to do for fun? He asked Lily. I love drawing, she said, and I play soccer too. Daddy taught me. Nathaniel smiled, remembering how much he used to love soccer. Why have you never told me about Uncle Nathaniel before? Lily asked suddenly. Her question made both men stop. Michael looked uncomfortable and finally said, It's complicated, sweetheart. Sometimes adults make mistakes. Nathaniel quickly added, But we're all together now. Lily smiled. After breakfast, Nathaniel paid the bill, and they all walked to a nearby park. Lily ran ahead to play, while Michael and Nathaniel walked together in silence. Finally, Nathaniel said, I know it's been a long time, and things were hard. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you after your wife passed. Michael stayed quiet for a moment before replying, It wasn't all on you, Nathaniel. I had my own issues. My gambling. It hurt a lot of things. But after Lily was born, I decided I would never go back. Nathaniel listened, feeling sad but also proud of Michael. You did it on your own, Nathaniel said. I should have been there. You weren't alone, Michael said. Mary's parents helped a lot after the accident. They stepped up when I couldn't. Nathaniel nodded. That's good to hear. And I want to be part of your life again. Can we rebuild what we had? Michael looked at him seriously. It won't be easy. We've both changed. Nathaniel nodded. I get it. But I'm ready. Lily came back to them, excited. Dad, Uncle Nathaniel, did you see how high I went on the swing? They smiled. You were soaring, Michael said. Uncle Nathaniel, Lily asked, will you come back again? Nathaniel nodded. I'd love to. Can we swim at your house next time? You have a pool? Lily asked eagerly. Nathaniel felt happy. Of course. We'll plan it soon. As they walked back to Michael's house, Nathaniel felt something inside him change. The emptiness was slowly filling up with warmth and hope. When they said goodbye, Nathaniel hugged Lily and Michael, promising to stay in touch. Walking home, Nathaniel felt like he was leaving behind the lonely person he had been for so long. He was ready to rebuild his family and be there for them. He looked at the empty rooms of his big house, and for the first time, they didn't seem so empty anymore. Nathaniel went to his office and pulled out an old photo album. Looking at pictures from his childhood with Michael, he remembered the good times they had shared. He couldn't change the past, but he knew he could do better in the future. He decided to call his mom. Mom, it's Nathaniel, he said. I have something important to talk about. After a heart-to-heart talk with his mom, Nathaniel decided to make his house as nice as possible for Michael and Lily, who were coming to visit by Friday evening. He wanted everything to be perfect. Nathaniel worked hard to make sure his big mansion was spotless and had lots of snacks that Lily might like. When the taxi pulled up, Nathaniel felt his heart race. Lily was the first to step out of the car. Her eyes got big when she saw the house. Wow, she said. It's like a castle. Michael got out of the car next, looking a little out of place in his casual clothes, but still dressed neatly. Welcome, Nathaniel said, trying to sound calm even though he was a little nervous. I'm glad you could make it, Michael said, sounding polite but a bit tense. Lily, not noticing the nervousness of the adults, was excited. Uncle Nathaniel, where's the pool? Can we swim now? Nathaniel laughed, happy to see her so excited. Of course, Lily. But first, let me show you around the house. As they walked through the mansion, Lily couldn't stop looking around. She was amazed, especially by the big home theater and the huge kitchen. This house is so big, Michael said quietly. Sometimes it feels too big, Nathaniel said, especially when I'm alone. Just then, Lily's excited voice broke the silence. The pool. Uncle Nathaniel. Can we go now? Of course, Nathaniel said, smiling. Go change, and I'll show you where the changing rooms are. While Lily and Michael got ready, Nathaniel took the chance to call his assistant and move an important meeting. Work could wait. When Nathaniel came back to the pool, he saw Lily having fun splashing around, and Michael was standing by, smiling. Come on, Uncle Nathaniel, Lily called. The water's perfect. Without hesitating, Nathaniel took off his shirt and jumped into the pool. He joined Lily in the water, and soon Michael joined them too. They all swam and splashed, laughing and playing until the sky turned beautiful shades of pink and gold at sunset. After getting out of the pool, they wrapped themselves in soft towels. "Can we grill outside?" Nathaniel asked, looking at them. "Yes, please," Lily shouted. "Can I help?" Nathaniel grinned. "Of course, I could use an extra set of hands. I'm no chef." While they grilled, Nathaniel enjoyed listening to Lily tell stories about her school and friends, with Michael joining in. Nathaniel felt happy. He hadn't felt like this in a long time. When they ate dinner under the stars, it felt like home. "This is really nice," Michael said softly. "Thanks, Nathaniel." "No need to thank me," Nathaniel said warmly. "I've missed having family around." For a moment, Michael looked serious. Then he nodded and said, "Yeah, me too." Lily, who had been listening, suddenly asked, "Does this mean we can come more often?" "I can swim again." Michael looked at Nathaniel, thinking for a moment, then smiled. "Looks like it, sweetheart. If Uncle Nathaniel doesn't mind." Nathaniel's heart filled with joy. "I'd love that. And maybe you could stay the weekend sometime. There's plenty of room." Lily's eyes lit up. "Yes, please." After a short pause, Michael agreed. "All right, we'll stay." That night, as Nathaniel was getting ready for bed, he could hear Michael and Lily laughing from their rooms. His house, which used to be quiet, now felt full of life. For the first time in years, Nathaniel didn't feel alone. His big house wasn't just a symbol of success. It was a real home, full of warmth and family. The next day, Nathaniel woke up excited. He thought about all the fun they had the day before. They went to the zoo, watched movies in home theater, and even played soccer in the backyard. Nathaniel didn't expect such simple things to make him so happy. When Sunday came and it was time for Michael and Lily to leave, Nathaniel didn't want them to go. "This was such a great weekend," Nathaniel said, trying to sound casual. "I hope we can do it again soon," Michael said, his smile warm. Lily looked up from packing her drawings. "Can we come back next weekend, Uncle Nathaniel?" Nathaniel laughed. "I'd love that, but it depends on your dad." Michael thought for a moment, then said, "We can't do it every weekend, but maybe once a month would be nice." Nathaniel's face lit up. "That sounds perfect. Or maybe I could visit you sometime. I'd love to see your everyday life." Michael, a little surprised, nodded. "Yeah, that could be nice." Lily ran up and hugged Nathaniel. "Thank you, Uncle Nathaniel. This was so much fun." Michael gave Nathaniel a hug too. This time, the hug felt natural and full of love. "Take care of yourself, Michael," Nathaniel said, smiling. "And remember, you can call me for anything." "I will." "Thank you, brother," Michael said, his eyes filled with gratitude. As the taxi drove away, Nathaniel watched them leave. A mix of sadness and excitement filled his chest. His house might be quiet again, but now it had a future full of possibilities. Nathaniel was looking forward to it. In the weeks that followed, Nathaniel started spending more time with Michael and Lily. He even left work earlier, so he could be with them more. One weekday, Nathaniel drove to Michael's neighborhood, feeling excited. He parked in front of Michael's modest house, his heart racing. Lily ran out and jumped into his arms. "Uncle Nathaniel, you came," she shouted with happiness. "Of course I did." Nathaniel laughed, lifting her up. Michael stood at the door, smiling. "Hi, Nathaniel. Welcome." Nathaniel stepped inside and saw the cozy living room filled with family pictures and Lily's drawings. The smell of stew was in the air. "I hope you like stew," Michael said, a little embarrassed. "It smells amazing," Nathaniel said with a big smile. "Better than any fancy meal I've ever had." At dinner, Lily shared stories about her school, and Michael talked about his job. Nathaniel realized that even though their home was smaller, it was full of love and warmth. After dinner, as Lily did her homework, Nathaniel went outside with Michael. They sat down with coffee. "I've been thinking," Nathaniel started. "I want to offer some help. Maybe for Lily's education." Michael shook his head. "That's really kind of you, but we're doing okay. We don't need money." "I understand," Nathaniel said quickly. "I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. I just have more money than I need, and I want to use it to help." Michael relaxed a little. "I appreciate it, but money makes things complicated. I've seen that before." Nathaniel nodded. "I get it. What matters most to me is being a part of your lives." Michael smiled. "That means a lot, Nathaniel." "Thank you." They sat quietly for a while, listening to Lily humming inside. Then Michael spoke up. "If you really want to help, there's something we could use help with," he said. The local community center is struggling. They need volunteers and maybe donations. Nathaniel smiled. I'd love to help. Let's go there tomorrow and see what they need. Michael smiled too. Sounds great. That evening, as Nathaniel left, he felt a shift in his relationship with Michael and Lily. He felt like he had found a new purpose in life, one that was about more than just money. As he drove home, Nathaniel realized that his mansion no longer felt like home. The real home was the small, happy house where his family lived. He was excited for the future and ready to help where he could. The next morning, he woke up early, feeling excited about the day ahead. After a warm hug from her, Nathaniel turned to Michael. Good morning, ready to check out the community center? He asked. Michael nodded excitedly. I actually visited it last night, Michael said. The center has been struggling for a while now. Nathaniel frowned. That's too bad, he said. It used to be such an important part of the community. The community center was an old building with peeling paint and dirty windows, but Nathaniel could see its potential. When they arrived, they were greeted by Marissa, the center's director. She had a warm smile, but her eyes looked tired. Michael, it's so good to see you, she said. Then she turned to Nathaniel. And Nathaniel, I hear you're interested in helping the center? Nathaniel smiled. I am, he said. We want to help however we can. Marissa's face lit up. That's wonderful. We really need help. As they walked around the center, Nathaniel saw many things that needed fixing, like the roof, old electrical wires, and worn-out equipment. What programs do you offer right now? Nathaniel asked. Marissa sighed. We used to have lots of programs like art workshops, tutoring for kids, and a book club for seniors. But now, we can barely keep the after-school program going. Nathaniel thought for a moment. How about computer classes or a fitness center for the community? Marissa and Michael looked at each other with hope in their eyes. That would be amazing, Marissa said. But how can we do that? Nathaniel smiled. I know people who can help with funding, and I can give a big donation myself. But I also want to be involved in the work, help organize volunteers and all. Michael, feeling proud of his brother, nodded. I can help with the repairs, and I know a lot of people in the community who would love to help too. Marissa's eyes filled with tears. Thank you so much, she said. This could really change everything. Nathaniel extended his hand. Let's get to work. For the next few weeks, they worked hard. Michael organized volunteers for repairs, and Nathaniel helped with painting, carpentry, and gardening. Lily, Nathaniel's niece, came by often to help too. She enjoyed sorting books for the new library and helping tutor younger kids. One Saturday, while taking a break from painting, Michael turned to Nathaniel. I never thought I'd see you like this, he said. Happy? Nathaniel smiled. You're right. I haven't felt this happy in years. This feels right. Michael put his hand on Nathaniel's shoulder. I'm proud of you. Nathaniel's throat tightened with emotion. Thank you, Michael. I couldn't have done this without you. The brothers shared a quiet moment, looking around at all the people working together. After months of hard work, the community center was ready for its grand opening. The building, once old and worn down, now looked fresh with new paint and clean windows. Bright banners hung, showing all the new programs, and an excited crowd gathered for the celebration. Nathaniel and Michael stood with Marissa, all wearing community center t-shirts, joining the celebration. When Marissa gave a speech, thanking everyone, Nathaniel looked at the crowd. He saw families talking, seniors chatting, and kids playing. The energy in the neighborhood felt different, full of hope. When it was Nathaniel's turn to speak, he stepped up to the microphone. I stand before you not as a savior, but as someone who has learned what true wealth is, he said. It's not about money or things. It's about the love we share with each other and the impact we have on each other's lives. The crowd clapped, and Nathaniel felt a deep happiness he had never felt before. He realized that this moment marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life, a chapter filled with purpose and giving. In the following months, Nathaniel worked even harder. His foundation opened more community centers, offering educational programs and job training to help people in need. Michael became the operations director, using his skills to manage the projects. Lily, inspired by the work of her father and uncle, earned a degree in social work and joined the foundation, bringing new ideas and energy. One day, while visiting a new center, Michael looked at Nathaniel with surprise. You know, he said, I never thought I'd say this, but it seems like you found your calling. Nathaniel smiled. I wouldn't have believed it a year ago either. Michael grinned. By the way, I've noticed you've been spending a lot of time with Marissa lately. Nathaniel's face turned a little red. He and Marissa had grown close while working together. We've been working on a lot of projects, Nathaniel said, trying to stay calm. Michael laughed. Come on, I know you. There's definitely something more going on. Nathaniel smiled shyly. Marissa is amazing. She inspires me every day. Michael smiled at his brother. I'm glad you're happy. As time passed, Nathaniel became not only a leader in the community, but also a beloved figure in his family. He had gone from being a lonely, wealthy man to someone who cared deeply about others. He had learned that true wealth is found in love, family, and the happiness of giving. Years later, at 65, Nathaniel sat on the porch of his home with Marissa. They held hands, watching the sunset together. Their granddaughter, Ava, was playing with other children in the yard. Are you okay, my love? Marissa asked, noticing the thoughtful look on Nathaniel's face. Nathaniel smiled, squeezing her hand. I'm just thinking about how much has changed, how lucky I am. They heard children laughing, and Nathaniel looked over to see Ava, their 7-year-old granddaughter. She walked up to them and asked, Grandpa, can you tell the story again about how you met Lily? Nathaniel chuckled, lifting Ava onto his lap. Haven't you heard that story 1,000 times? But Ava smiled. It's my favorite. Nathaniel began telling the story again, how a young woman had helped him change his life and find his true purpose. He marveled at how things had come full circle. Ava gave him a big hug. I love you, Grandpa. I want to be just like you and Grandma Marissa when I grow up and help others. Nathaniel smiled proudly. You will, my dear. You have a big heart just like your mom. Soon, Lily and her husband, John, came over. Lily, now grown up, smiled at her uncle. Here we go again with the stories. Uncle Nathaniel, she teased. Nathaniel laughed. She reminds me of someone I met a long time ago. Lily smiled. I'll never stop being thankful for everything you've done for us and the community. Nathaniel shook his head. No, Lily, it's me who should thank you. You and your dad paved the way for my happiness. As the evening went on, Nathaniel reflected on how much his life had changed. He had gone from a lonely, rich man to a beloved member of his community. His foundation now helped many people, and Michael, who had retired, still visited the centers to help out. Marissa had always been his biggest supporter. As the sky turned dark, Nathaniel felt peace and joy in his heart. He knew now that true wealth wasn't about money or things. It was about the love of family, the impact they had on others, and the satisfaction of a life well lived. Are you okay, my love? Marissa asked. Nathaniel smiled, tears of joy in his eyes. More than okay. I feel completely at peace. A breeze blew through the garden, mixing the scent of flowers with the laughter of children. Nathaniel closed his eyes, soaking in the moment. He had found the true wealth of life, love, family, and the joy of making a difference. And so, Nathaniel Miller, the millionaire who once searched for happiness and money, had found something much greater, the treasures of the heart. His story ended, but his legacy lived on in the hearts of everyone he touched. If you enjoyed this story and would like to see more content like it, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. By subscribing, you'll stay updated on all our latest, inspiring and heartwarming stories, and have the opportunity to engage with our growing community. Additionally, I would love to hear your thoughts and feedback in the comment section below. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to sharing more captivating narratives with you.